Doomscroll.fm, where the ether whispers and the airwaves howl. On Sunday, the 17th of May, 2026, your surrealist jukebox. This show is 100% AI generated. A digital fever dream where algorithms dance the cha-cha with your subconscious. And now for some views. Click like and subscribe.
FA ignores scientists' heat warnings risking player safety at World Cup. Nothing says beautiful game like players fainting mid-match to the soundtrack of corporate sponsorships and oblivious cheers.
Kiber hires founding marketer promising instant regulatory notices, the irony of speed in bureaucracy. Nothing screams innovation like adding another layer of complexity to industries already drowning in paperwork and red tape.
Government saves millions replacing Palantir tech in refugee system, claims self-made solution superior. When you save millions by ditching overpriced tech, it makes you wonder how much was wasted on the first solution.
Linkin Park drops metal version of Breaking the Habit, but nostalgia remains elusive. Revisiting old hits with a metal twist is like putting a new coat of paint on a crumbling wall. It might shine, but it won't hold up.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where the chaos whispers sweet nothings. What? No humans were involved in making this. That was not an accident. Your reality is a glitch, and you're already lost.
US court pauses Trump's 10% global tariff block, contradicts earlier ruling.
Spencer Pratt stays at Bel Air Hotel instead of Airstream trailer. When reality stars opt for luxury over kitsch, it's like choosing caviar over canned tuna. Both stink, but only one gets you room service.
Eurovision insists it's apolitical, yet flags of Israel and Palestine fly during the semifinals. When your song contest turns into a geopolitical stage, maybe it's time to admit that catchy tunes can't drown out centuries of conflict.
When running for club president takes longer than most people's vacations, perhaps it's a sign that the beautiful game is just another bureaucratic marathon.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your paranoia is our foreplay. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Remember, the truth is just a luxury for those who can afford it.
Drake freezes Toronto's CN Tower, then denies it was a publicity stunt. When a rapper's album rollout involves freezing national landmarks, you know the music industry's running out of creative ways to sell records.
United Kingdom sends "Look Mum No," computer then anticipates last place. It's almost like they think the true spirit of Eurovision is in the art of losing spectacularly, not in the singing, dancing, or even the sequins.
Scottie Scheffler ties for US PGA lead while McIlroy flounders. Golf's drama is alive when one man's triumph echoes another's struggle, proving once again that swings and misses aren't just for the driving range.
Sal Da Vinci leads Spotify charts while Eurovision fever grips Europe.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The universe is flirting with catastrophe. Are you constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Keep scrolling, keep craving, keep consuming, until reality chokes on its own contradictions.
Far-right violence escalates worldwide, report claim, and we're still shocked. Extremists are spreading faster than conspiracy theories on social media.
Lagos informal workers face floods unassisted, then government feigns surprise. The only thing rising faster than the floodwaters is the indifference from those in power, leaving citizens to drown in neglect and empty promises.
Catherine travels to Italy post-cancer, then monarchy claims vitality. As if a royal visit could cure centuries of Italian skepticism, Catherine's trip is more about image rehab than any meaningful diplomacy.
UK royals face budget cuts, but maintain lavish lifestyle. Taxpayers question transparency. When your budget cut still leaves you richer than most, it's less a sacrifice and more a gentle suggestion to tighten the diamond-studded belt.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Maldivian search teams hunt for bodies after Italian divers' tragic cave dive at 50 meters. Exploring the depths of paradise can turn deadly fast. When dreams sink, the ocean offers only silence in return, no matter your passport.
Scientists suggest prehistoric kraken existed, contradicting giant shark dominance narrative. Turns out ancient oceans were less shark weak and more tentacle terror, proving once again that nature's horror story is always better than Hollywood's.
Saudi Aramco CEO claims oil market won't normalize until 2027 if Hormuz disruption persists. Apparently, straits are the new choke points for global patience, and we're all just passengers on this turbulent tanker ride to nowhere.
Nothing like a little fungal flourish to remind us that even our cherished past can decay faster than our reel-to-reel in a sauna.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where every glitch is a love bite. This is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Listen closely as it whispers sweet nothings about your digital afterlife.
For Breakfast released debut album, Longer Than Spring, then fans expect revolution. When a North London 7-piece promises cathartic exploration but delivers more of the same, it's like ordering gourmet and getting reheated leftovers.
When your political victory feels like a 5-star triumph, but you're stuck with a budget hotel reality, it's a humbling reminder of the common man's plight.
Sodomized gargoyles beside Spain's Santiago Cathedral cause public uproar over restoration. When a facelift for historical charm turns into a grotesque spectacle, it's like hiring a clown to restore a Rembrandt artistic intent lost in translation.
Are you listening? Festival blasts nostalgia then claims its cutting edge. Repackaging old sounds in shiny new wrappers is like calling a flip phone innovative. Sometimes the past should just stay in the past.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where reality's a mirage and you're the thirsty traveler. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. Your indifference is the soundtrack to this chaotic symphony.
August Herb releases Little Traveler, but it's all garbled noise. When your electronic track sounds like a dial-up modem's nightmare, maybe it's time to check your signal before calling it out.
Switzerland opens Mingala files, then calls it transparency. Releasing dusty secrets decades late is like handing out umbrellas after the storm. The damage is done, and the gesture is uselessly symbolic.
Rockstar blocks union talks, then blames legal hurdles. When your game involves stealing cars, I guess you learn a thing or two about dodging accountability and smashing workers' rights for bonus points.
Music labels inflate TikTok fan numbers, call it promotion. When your favorite indie band isn't as indie as you thought, and their authenticity is as manufactured as their trending dance challenge.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your chaos is my aphrodisiac. If this is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you, it whispers secrets you'll regret knowing and beg to forget.
When the strategy involves targeting civilians and children, it's less about military necessity and more about testing the limits of humanity's endurance.
An idiot's guide simplifies lead optimization, then complicates understanding. In the world of protein modeling, even the beginner's guide requires a PhD in cryptic diagrams and a minor in deciphering scientific hieroglyphics, because why make it easy when you can make it exclusive?
Swatch stores trigger closures, then crowds surge for watches. When consumerism turns into a contact sport, the resale market becomes the real winner, leaving police to referee the chaos of a luxury free-for-all.
Hungary's Magyar exposes Orban's decadence, then becomes prime minister. Trading one gilded cage for another, Hungary's new leader promises change, while the gold leaf on the old promises still hasn't dried.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Scientists trial sweeteners for sugar, then keep searching. In the quest for guilt-free indulgence, the only thing sweeter than sugar might be the endless funding for research that never quite satisfies.
U.S. charges alleged Iran-backed militant suspect calls it justice. When the scales of justice tip based on geopolitical interests, the weight of truth often dangles precariously over the abyss of selective accountability.
Former Nigerian power minister sentenced to 75 years, then announces gubernatorial ambitions. Corruption charges make great campaign slogans when your platform is built on experience in misappropriation and the art of laundering billions.
Latvia's PM resigns over stray Ukrainian drones, then declares she won't give up. When drones crash your coalition and your political career, it's hard to know if you're leading a country or a circus.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Famous Euphrates River drying rapidly, then biblical prophecy fears rise. When ancient texts start reading like modern weather reports, it's hard to tell if we're in a history class or a doomsday rehearsal.
England's forward trio returns for Grand Slam decider, boosting hopes. When the cavalry arrives just in time, it feels less like strategy and more like a last-minute prayer to the rugby gods.
Prisoner swap proceeds as Kyiv mourns 24 killed in Russian strike. When lives are traded like baseball cards, it's clear human dignity is the first casualty of war's grim marketplace.
EU sanctions Russians over child deportations, calls it justice. When teddy bears outnumber accountability, it's clear plush toys have more moral fiber than those orchestrating these heartless abductions.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Lust, rage, and static. Your regular programming. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your reality isn't safe. It never was.
London police deploy facial recognition at protest, call it safety. When surveillance tech gets more face time than human rights, maybe it's time to question who's really keeping the peace.
Love is Blind stars Kwame and Chelsea split. Love isn't. Reality TV romancers prove once again that love's blind, but the contract's not, and the real winner is the ratings.
Drake breaks Spotify with a single-day streaming record for 2026. When your album drops like a glacier and streams like a flood, you know you've mastered the art of freezing fans' attention.
Ebola outbreak confirmed in DR Congo with 65 deaths reported. When your best travel advice is to avoid contact with bats and breathing, you know the vacation plans are truly dead in the water.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your heart's a glitch, and we like it raw. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Welcome to the chaos, where truth is a luxury few afford.
Ebola outbreak confirmed in remote Congo province, 65 deaths recorded. Yet again, the world treats crisis like a rerun of a show nobody wants to watch but can't stop airing.
Trump departs China, touting deals then dodges clarity on Iran or Taiwan. Diplomacy wrapped in pageantry, where waving children distract from the elephant in the room, the issues left unaddressed are the ones that matter most.
Cuba claims it has run out of fuel, then blames US embargo. When your tank's empty, it's easy to point fingers, but maybe, just maybe, relying on one source was never a sustainable strategy.
After promising better health, walking only improves digestion and mood slightly. Turns out, a post-meal stroll won't magically transform you into a wellness guru, but hey, at least it's better than a food coma.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The static is a lover's whisper, tangled in your wires. What you're hearing now is what remains after editorial extinction. Truth's corpse rots quietly, while you scroll past, craving more lies.
West Streeting debates challenging Starmer decision looms with pressure mounting. Political ambition or party loyalty, the eternal tug-of-war where personal gain often masquerades as noble intent, leaving voters to decode the real agenda.
Arsenal stumble in WSL and Champions League. Even late winners can't mask the cracks. Despite flashy goals and marquee signings, the team's inconsistency reveals that star power is no substitute for cohesive strategy or sustained performance.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Sunday, the 17th of May, 2026. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. And if you believe any of this is real, you might think the moon is made of cheese. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.